Margaret O'Brien, Maureen O'Sullivan, Pat O'Brien, and Richard Jaeckel in Daughter of Mine.
Hello? This is Professor Brown. Oh, yes, Miss McDonald. Eleanor, it's for you.
Thanks, Dad. Hello? Oh, why, yes, of course. I'll be right over. Goodbye. She wants to see me right away. She said it's important.
Well, run along. I'll tell you, Mother.
Maybe you'd better not, Dad, until we know what it's about.
I don't like conspirators.
Oh, it's really nothing, Mother. Miss McDonald just wants to see me, that's all.
I knew it. She's finally recognized your genius. New York, Paris, you'll probably study it.
Mother, Miss McDonald simply telephones. That doesn't mean anything.
She never phoned before, Harris. Here are the car keys.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, Mother, I have a date with Tommy at 8:30. Entertain him, will you? And if you play cards, don't take any of his money. His allowance doesn't arrive until the 1st.
I make no promises.
This is a beautifully written and meritorious piece of music, Eleanor. I've entered it in the intercollegiate competition. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Miss McDonald. You've been a wonderful teacher.
You have a rare gift. I hope you'll always cherish and honor it.
I will. Believe me, I will. Mother and Dad will be so happy. I can't wait to tell them.
Then run along and tell them. But remember what I said. You have a great talent. Don't squander it.
I won't. My music means more to me than anything else in the world. Good night, Miss McDonald.
Good to see you.
5 gallons, Bob. I almost ran out of gas. Oh. You're not Bob.
Name's Joe Thompson. Just started here.
5 gallons of gas, please.
The key. To the gas tank. Key.
Oh. Working your way through college?
Do I look like Joe Collins to you?
No, you don't.
Come from Pittsburgh. Well,
Well, what?
you just bought 5 gallons of gas.
Oh, don't seem to have any money with me. I didn't know I'd need gas.
Looks as if I'll have to trust you.
I'm Eleanor Brown. We live just down the street, 548. We buy all our gas from Bob.
Okay, I'll trust you.
Oh, no, you mustn't. You're new here, and it wouldn't be right. I'll go home and get the money and be right back.
Okay. Starts better with a key.
Hi, Eris. It's about time you got here. Your father's just cleaned me out. You've got to take me to the movies tonight.
Mother, could I see you a minute, please?
Why, yes, dear. Yes, dear?
Mother, could I have $1.45?
Well, what for, dear? Is there something wrong?
I ran out of gas.
Oh.
I said I'd be back with the money.
Oh, is that all? Miss McDonald, what did she say?
She entered my composition. Please, may I have the money, Mother? I promised I'd be right back.
But, darling, he'll charge it.
But this isn't Bob. This is a new boy. He doesn't know we charge. Oh, please, Mother, he might lose his job. Give me the money, Mother.
Here you are.
Thanks.
Eleanor, let Tommy take you, and then you can go on to the movie.
No.
Eleanor, what's the matter with you?
Please, Mother, I don't want to go to the movies. Tell Tommy I have a headache.
All right, I'll tell him.
Thanks, Mother. And tell him I'll call him tomorrow. Here's the money.
I figured you'd be back.
I wouldn't want to see anybody lose his job on my account.
How about you and I getting together some evening?
Don't be silly.
How about tomorrow night?
Sorry, I've got a date.
You'll break it.
Why should I?
I'll see you at the corner of 3rd and College. 8 o'clock. I'll drive. Well, where do you want to go?
Oh, any place. I'm not particular.
Okay, we'll take a drive down to Curly's.
Curly?
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Haven't you ever been to a bar before? Or is it because Curly's is on the wrong side of the track?
It's not that, but... Well, I'm not 18 yet.
Curly's a friend of mine. He won't ask any questions.
I don't think my folks would want me to.
Do you have to tell your folks everything you do?
Why shouldn't I? They never question what I do.
Okay. We won't go to Curly's. Take a drive down to the beach. The old man was a coal miner all his life. Kicked off when I was 12. I didn't even get a chance to finish public school, let alone go to college.
Guess things haven't been easy for you.
I'll get along.
Joe.
Look, honey, we didn't come down here to talk about my past.
Guess we'd better be going.
What's the matter? You scared?
We should be getting home.
What's the rush?
It's late, and Mother and Dad will be worried.
Whose life are you living? Yours or your folks?
It's not that, Joe. Mother and Dad are swell. They let me do what I want. Well, it must be nearly 2 o'clock.
Okay, honey. Let's go.
Oh, Phi Beta Kappa's in here.
Maybe they're all going to the athletes.
In fact, they play badminton.
Oh, Dad, could I please have the car keys? I want to run over to Judy's for a minute.
But, darling, you haven't time. The dance starts at 8:30, and Tommy ought to be here any moment.
Judy wants to borrow my crinolines. Please, Dad, may I have the keys?
That should be Tommy now.
Tell him I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Darling, if you wait a second, you can tell him yourself.
You tell him. He won't mind waiting.
What's the matter with her?
I don't know. She's acted so strangely lately. She never cared much for Judy before. Now she's been over there almost every night for the past 3 weeks. You stay, I'll let her in. Hello, Tommy.
Hi, Miss Brown.
Eleanor went over to Judy's for a moment. She'll be right back.
Okay.
Say, Tommy, have you noticed anything strange and peculiar about Eleanor lately?
There's nothing strange about it, Mrs. Brown. She's in love.
Oh, Tommy, I'm happy.
She's not in love with me. I guess I appeal to this intellectual and glamorous gals like you.
Tommy, who's she in love with?
A fellow who works up there at Bob's service station. A guy named Joe.
Never heard of him.
You wouldn't, because a gal wouldn't tell her mother about a guy like Joe.
Girls like Eleanor do.
You asked me, Mrs. Brown.
Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you?
10 gallons, please.
I won't hold it, ma'am. I just filled her up.
Oh, then my daughter was here.
Yes, Mrs. Brown, she was.
You stay a lot with her?
As much as possible.
How is it you've never been to the house?
You never asked me.
Really? Why?
I'm a gas jockey.
Nonsense. That isn't any reason. Look, why don't you come to dinner tomorrow night? We'd love to have you.
Sure. Why not? What time?
About 7?
Fine.
All right. We'll be expecting you.
Well, Joe, I take it you don't think much of a college education.
Well, the guy's a dope to waste 4 years on that highfalutin stuff. Well, of course, if he wants to be a teacher like you, Professor, I guess it's okay.
Thinking of going into business someday?
It costs money to go into business.
Well, maybe Bob will take you into partnership with him.
You sound just like my old man. You got a plan for a future, he always says. He was buried before he was dead. I used to see him drag home from the coal mines. Some future he had. He was dead at 42.
Let's have coffee in the living room. Uh-oh. Looks like we're out of coffee, Eric.
Why do you call her Heiress? Is that some kind of a nickname?
Well, it is and it isn't. Old Professor Danzig left her a little money before he died to finish her musical education.
That's right. She said she was studying music.
You like music, Joe?
You mean that classical stuff? No, it doesn't do a thing for me. Guess I'm just a lowbrow.
We'd better be going, Joe.
Oh, darling, not already.
We promised to meet some friends of Joe's after dinner.
Oh, it's too bad. Well, now, don't stay out too late.
Brown?
Good night, Joe.
Night, Dad.
Good night.
Thanks for the dinner, Mrs. Brown.
Good night, Joe.
Well, looks like our friend Joe doesn't think much of music.
Some people don't. No crime.
No, it's no crime, but music happens to be Eleanor's language.
Love is its own language.
You mean she's in love with him, with that moron?
Oh, now, Richard, he's a very nice-looking boy.
He's common, he's vulgar, he's egotistical, he's got a chip on his shoulder a mile wide. And that phony attitude of his. Nothing I dislike more than false humility.
Now, I don't think you're being fair to the boy.
Lindsay, would you want her to marry him?
We were speaking of young love, not marriage. Why, Eleanor's going to be in and out of love a dozen times before she marries.
I'm asking you, would you want her to marry this Joe?
Now you sound like one of those fathers who think no man is good enough for their daughter.
Not worried, huh?
When the beau of Eleanor's comes to dinner, he doesn't happen to like music. So?
I hope you're right.
Oh, why, Judy.
Hello, Mrs. Brown. Is Eleanor home?
No. Oh, don't go. I want to talk to you. Eleanor just phoned and she said she was over at your house. Oh. You've been covering up for quite a bit lately, haven't you?
It's Joe, Mrs. Brown. He's got her hypnotized. She's not herself anymore. It scares me. The way he looks at her and the way she looks at him, as if... Why, it's as if she's helpless. They're going to be married.
Married?
The day she's 18.
Hello, Mrs. Brown.
Hello, Joe. Fill her up. Joe. I want to talk to you.
Figured you would.
I understand you and Eleanor are planning on getting married.
That's right. It's all settled, so there's nothing to talk about.
Oh, I can understand in the excitement of falling in love. Nothing does matter. But giving up her school, her music... Oh, Joe, I'm sure you want what's best for her.
Figure we know what's best, Mrs. Brown.
But you've only known each other 2 months. Her father and I have lived with her 18 years.
A lot can happen in 2 months.
You're pretty young, both of you, to take on the responsibility of marriage.
We're old enough to know what we want. Nobody's going to tell us any different.
What do you want, Joe?
What do you mean, what do I want?
Out of life. You must want something. Everyone wants something.
That's simple. Enough meat, potatoes, a roof that doesn't leak, and a girl.
Is that all?
What else is there?
Oh, Joe, there are plenty of things. Things that make life beautiful and worthwhile.
Check your oil.
It's okay. Where would the world be if everyone felt as you do?
The world hasn't done anything for me. Why should I do anything for the world? All I want to do is to be left alone, see?
Yeah. I see. Charge it. was like talking to a stone wall. This boy hasn't the faintest idea what it would mean to be married to a girl like Eleanor. And he doesn't care. He'll bully her and he'll beat her down till she sinks to his level.
Lindsay, there are two things we have to face. Number one, can we do anything? And presuming we can, have we the right to interfere?
But darling, Eleanor's our daughter. We should interfere.
Oh, I know, but what about the boy? Is it fair to completely disregard him? What about his feelings?
Well, it was you who first called him common and vulgar.
Oh, I know, that was talk. That wasn't interference. I want to be sure that I'm right, not just a snob.
Oh, darling, you're a snob.
Oh, I could be. All fathers can be snobs about their own daughters.
You know, this boy's going to think we're against him because, and I quote, he's beneath us socially.
You wanted to see me, Father?
Oh, yes, Eleanor. Come in. Darling, I guess you know that I love you more than any girl in the college, don't you?
Why don't you say you just don't like him? Let it go at that.
Eleanor, you listen to what your father's saying.
Honey, do you think you could spend the rest of your life with a man who says that all he wants is meat and potatoes, a roof that doesn't leak, and a girl? Do you want to be that girl?
I love Joe, and he loves me. All we want is to be together.
Well, honey, that may be enough for him with his slant on life. But with you, your background, and your ideals, you just can't toss those out the window. If you do, the time will come when you will hate him for what he's done to you.
May I go now?
You haven't heard a word I said.
Yes, I have, Father. But it's no use talking about it. There's nothing anybody can say. I'm sorry.
All right. You can go.
Eleanor, if you and Joe love each other as much as you think you do, it won't hurt to wait a little while, just to be sure.
We're sure now. Why should we wait?
You're forgetting that you're a minor. If we want you to wait, you'll wait.
Oh, you can make me wait until I'm 18. But that's only 2 weeks off. And after that, there's nothing you can say or do.
Just a minute. What are you going to do for a roof over your head after you marry?
It's our affair. I have my inheritance. We're going to New York. Joe says we have a right to some fun.
Eleanor, Professor Danzig left you that money for your musical education.
Doesn't say anything about it in the will. Joe looked it up.
Joe looked it up. What right has Joe to
Only
look up?
$2,300. He can do anything he wants with it. Because it's mine.
If that's what he's made of you, he's welcome to you.
Eleanor.
Your mother has had a heart attack.
No.
Dr. Hunter says that there'll be no emotional stress whatsoever. That has to be avoided at all costs.
What can I do?
You've got to promise her that you won't get married until you're 20. Even though you're lying.
I can't. I can't.
I hate lies. I hate them. But a lie now may make your mother strong enough to face the truth later. You've got to promise, even though you don't intend to keep it.
All right.
I'll get it, Eleanor. Hello? Oh, hello, Miss McDonald. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Wonderful what a couple of weeks' rest will do. Well, she's upstairs and I can easily go... All right, I'll tell her. Oh, Miss McDonald, how wonderful. Oh, she's going to be so happy. Well, thank you for calling. Goodbye. Eleanor?
Yes, Mother?
That was Miss McDonald. She says your composition has won first prize.
Oh, you mean a scholarship?
Oh, darling, I'm so happy for you.
Excuse me.
What?
Eleanor.
You shouldn't have made me lie to her. It's just made everything worse.
I heard you won the prize.
Now Mother's all excited. She'll start making plans. She thinks I'm going to the academy. But I won't. You know I won't. I'm going to be married the day after tomorrow. I'll be 18 and you can't stop me.
That you, dear?
Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi. How are you, darling?
Oh, stop worrying, Millie. I'm fine. Not exactly the way I'd like to spend her birthday, though.
Oh, I wish there was some way I could take this blow for you.
Listen, we've taken a lot of blows together.
Be here any minute now.
I wish you'd have let her go. It would have been easier for all of us.
That's what I told him. You shouldn't have made Joe come here.
Well, I'd have you sneaking out of here like any common little tramp. The least he could do is come to the door like a man and take you with him.
What is this, some kind of a trick?
No, Joe, it's no trick. Customary for the father of the bride to shake hands with the groom and wish him well.
You hate my guts, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Then we understand each other.
Not entirely. I can't understand why you'd pick Eleanor, a girl you could know nothing about.
Because you didn't think I was good enough for her, that's why. I said to myself, I'll marry her and show him.
Let's go, Joe.
You don't think I love her, do you?
In your own way, you probably do. But to a strong man, love means, what can I give? To the weak, what can I get? Ow!
Joe, stop it. Go ahead, hit him if you want to. But you'll never destroy him because part of him is Eleanor.
Let's go.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. In fact, I'm great. What about you? You gotta get some rest.
Oh, no, I'm all right. But maybe I wouldn't be if I didn't feel we'd done everything possible. But, oh, darling, I'm so sorry for her.
I'm glad you've come back, Eleanor. You all right, dear?
I thought I could go through with it. But he hit you. Oh, Daddy, it's been so awful.
It's all over now.
I think it is. I know there'll be times when I'll think of him. I wish I could see him and talk to him. Feel his arms around me. I know now you were right about him. I'm glad it's over.
Don't you think you better tell your mother?
Happy birthday, Eric.
Mother.
I'm Irene Dunn. Beginning next week, the Ford Theater will be brought to you in color on many of these same stations. And some of our exciting personalities you will see in the future will be Donna Reed, Steve Cochran, Lorraine Day, Rory Calhoun, Claire Trevor, Bill Bendix, Claudette Colbert, and I, too, will soon appear in a Ford Theater color show. So we want you to join us next week when Tommy Mitchell and Keith Brazell will bring you A Shadow of Truth, our first Ford Theater color presentation.